Okay, try it again. I don't know what happened. I had a good 45 minutes going, and all of a sudden the phone turned off. And I'm getting a lot of buffering. And my picture has gone static. In other words, it's still. You know, I might just have to do this on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook at Robert Rice. The picture I have on my YouTube channel is the same one. You know, if I'm going to change one, I'll change the other. So it looks like I'm just going to have a still picture. Yeah. Ay, me. Okay, chat's back up. I did on my first attempt at broadcast for the 45 minutes, and you can't find it anywhere. Now, it didn't download onto my YouTube. Maybe it's just taking longer to do so. I did gain a subscriber, which is awesome. I think that is really awesome. If you are subscribed to my channel and you please come and watch this, I can use the help. I'll try not to take up too much time. I already did 45 minutes and I'm just about talked out. But for some reason my camera has gone static. My picture is just staying the same. I don't know if that's actually true. Must be, because on my tablet that's what it's showing. I mean, I can answer your questions. You put them up on chat. So my picture is just going to stay this way, but I guess you're hearing my voice. So this could be like radio. Oh, that's cool. And now on WKJV is Robert Rice. Too bad I don't have a disc jockey set. That would be pretty cool. I can't wait until I get my laptop. I'm actually going to go pick it up this week. And I wanted to pick it up sooner, but you know how it is. It's always something that's got to take your money from you. So that's just the way it goes. You can't help that. And you know, it's almost 5 in the afternoons in the Philippines, so I'm wondering where all my Filipino friends are that have begged me and begged me and begged me to watch all their live streams, and yeah, I can't get anybody to watch. What I wanted to do was put a post on YouTube, and I tried to do it the way YouTube said to do it, and it wouldn't post. But I wanted to post in 30 minutes, we'll be doing a live broadcast. So that way people can start watching. I did put that on Facebook, but I can't seem to get people on Facebook to come over to my YouTube. Yeah, I would love my 5,000 friends on Facebook to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It would help me out tremendously. I mean, there's all kinds of things on my channel. Filipino friends and family, American friends and family, and all they got to do is send me the videos on Messenger, and it has to be, it could be 5 minutes. I think that's the max that Messenger will send. You can send it to my Messenger, straight to my Messenger, and you can even send several 5-minute videos of the same thing going on, and I can make a story with it. And I will upload it raw, so that to show that there is not going to be any editing on my part. If you're going to give me the video, I will edit it. I mean, I will not edit it unless you ask me to. If you want it in your own language, for example, in Visayan or in Russian or whatever, you can go ahead and do that too. Just as long as it's clean, because if someone else that speaks that language comes on there and say, hey, why is this person so bastos? Then why did you put them on there? Well, I have to trust the person that's sending it, especially if I don't speak the language. On one of my playlists, I have a young man in Nairobi, I believe it is, or Nairobi or Ghana. Anyways, when he talks to me on Messenger, he uses Google Translation. So I will type in something to him, and he copies and pastes it on translation, and then he can understand what it is I'm saying, and then he does the same thing back to me, so that way I know what he wants, and he uses that, and that's great. It's a good tool. It's not perfect, but it's a good tool. So if I trusted him to just send me how it was with COVID-19, what was going on, and in his country. And I sent it out to 100 people. I only got 3. No, I take that back. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total. And that was pretty distressing, when you're only getting 5% out of 100. That was pretty distressing. You would think that I would get a little more cooperation. I'm not doing anything that's going to hurt anybody on my YouTube. So there's really no reason for everybody to be afraid. YouTube is just like anything else. It's just like your laptop. It's just like your phone. It's just like your television, so to speak, if you have one. You control what it is you want to see. You do have an on and off switch. Most modern TVs, they don't have the physical on and off switch on there. You have to use a remote. Well, you have a remote and you can switch channels. If you don't like what's on one channel, you switch it, right? Well, that goes to say, you know, I try to put something of a little of everything into this. The main thing is Bible study. Bible study, the Word of God, preaching and teaching. That is really the most important thing about this. You know, someone told me I have only so few subscribers is because my channel is holy. Well, you know, I'm not going to walk around in a thong just to get subscribers. Besides, nobody would want to see me dressed like that. You know, I'm not, you know, that would be disgusting. I think they would quickly put me on terms of service if I did something like that. I'm not going to do that. So, you know, I'm not going to do something that I feel would not be biblically incorrect as far as what you put over your eyes. What you set in front of your eyes, you know, is going to become you, because your eyes are the windows to your soul. So what you set in front of them, what you watch, what you continually put in front of you that you can see, actually becomes you. And the ears are the same way. So what you listen to actually gets into your heart. First it enters into your mind, and then it gets into your heart. So what you see and what you hear is very important. And what I want is to give you uplifting things. You know, I'm not out here to degrade anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody. You know, but I will speak the truth, and I'll be pretty blunt with it. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to you to make you feel good. You know, and that's just the way it is. A person who has to lie in order to make someone feel good so that that person will like them is not a good person. You know, a real friend would want you to be honest and be open and be truthful. You know, sometimes truth will hurt somebody's feelings, but the intent is not to hurt the feelings. You know, so there was a, for example, back in 2015, I think it was, there's a seminary here in the United States called the Wesleyan College. It's a seminary. And the professor was teaching on 1 Corinthians chapter 13. It's called the love chapter. And one of the students demanded that the professor make an apology for his preaching, is what I call it, because it was half preaching, half teaching, on love. And the student demanded this apology. This young man demanded this apology because the sermon teaching that the professor was doing made him feel like he did not love enough. So it hurt his feelings. Well, of course, the the person in charge of the college simply told the young man, this is a seminary, and we are not going to make apologies for something that is done in truth. And the problem was that this young man who had gone to this seminary, it was his choice to go, had gone to this seminary to listen or to become, I guess, a pastor in the Methodist Church, had never been taught the difference between getting your feelings hurt and conviction. What this young man was experiencing was conviction. And conviction is brought upon by the Word of God, hearing the Word of God, and especially on love, in which probably he was deficient. And when your person gets conviction, that's the Spirit of God moving upon you to get you to change. Now, you can't change your own self. You can do some of it, but you can't do all of it. But God can, through His Spirit, change a person from someone who doesn't love to someone who does love, from someone who steals to someone who gives. And that is the one thing that the Spirit of God does. It convicts you to change you, to make you more into the child of God that you should be. Now, this young man, he never understood the difference between conviction and hurt feelings. Of course, all that was going on that whole year in American colleges was, we want our safe space. We don't want our feelings hurt. Well, you know what? In college is where you're supposed to learn to grow up, where you are confronted with different ideas and different ways of seeing things. And you've got to learn to be able to deal with them. If you cannot deal with someone else's opinion or someone else's understanding, someone else's culture, you have no business being in college. And the fault of that actually goes back to the parents, because the parents never taught them that it is okay for someone to think differently than you do. And it's also a fault of the American school system, which has been teaching the kids that, and coddling them like they're little babies. Oh, you poor thing, someone hurt your feelings by what they said. Now, what I'm speaking is truth right now. You cannot expect anyone and everyone to agree with you 100% of the time. Even in the UPC, which, I'm a member of, I disagree sometimes with a lot of the people. But it doesn't mean I'm going to be disagreeable to them. We can sit down, we can talk about it over a cup of coffee, and, we can go through the Bible, verse by verse. But I do have some disagreements about some things and that other people, talk about, and I can't, until the Lord shows it to me, I have to be Berean about things, and I have to study to show myself approved unto God. If the Bible doesn't actually say something and you saying it does, and I'm not saying this happens in the UPC. More often than not, it does not happen, but there is an occasion where that does. But you're going to have to show me line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. Taking that out of Isaiah. He says it twice, as a matter of fact, in that same chapter. I may disagree even with some people in my own religious organization, but I'm not going to be disagreeable to them. I'm not going to sit there and fight. I'm not going to sit there and argue. I'll lay out my position in proper form. But you got some people out there, in this world, that they cannot give you a reason why they even feel the way they do. They can't give you the reason why, a real reason why, that, they hate President Trump, for example. Because when you ask them why, they give you the same answer that they say on the media. So the media is telling them, hey, you got to hate President Trump. We hate him, so you have to hate him. No, actually, you don't. If they have issue with the president, let them figure it out for themselves. He's not a perfect man. No president has ever been a perfect man. And each, unless they are deliberately trying to sabotage the country, and I believe that every president, that even Barack Obama, I did not like him. I did not oppose him for him being who he is as Barack Obama. Actually, he's a likable person. I just opposed his ideology because it was consistent with the Constitution of the United States. It's but as him being a person, I didn't, like I said, he's a very likable man. I would love to sit down and have a conversation with him sometime. And I'm sure everybody that's been a president has done according to how he has seen things in his own worldview. And that's the case with President Trump. Now, he's more of a constitutionalist than any president we've had, except maybe Ronald Reagan. But, and that's what we need. We need, constitutionalists in the American government. We don't need socialists. We don't need, people that swing too far to the right. We don't need people that swing too far to the left. There's a middle ground. And we have to go into that middle ground. And it's not, well, if you're not going to believe what I say, well, hello, Cats 21 Adventures. How are you? I just saw your name pop up. I hope you are still watching. You know what? This lady is so cool. She teaches English to children, and because of the quarantine, she's doing it online. She taught English in China and everything. Your ears are clapping. Well, thank you for watching. I can use all the help I can get. You can get your friends on YouTube to come over here and and subscribe, I would be happy. I gained one subscriber, Catherine. I gained one subscriber, and in my last attempt to be online. But anyway, so if anybody's got a question, Kat, you're there. If anyone's got a question about me, want to know anything about me, feel free to ask. I have no qualms. I don't have anything to hide. My tablet is finally catching up to my phone broadcast. You're only getting a picture of me for some reason. I'm using CameraFi, and for some reason the video stopped with me in a specific position. And no, it's gone to GCQ, the general community quarantine. What people need to know is the Philippines was under ECQ, which was enhanced community quarantine. This is where if you were in the big cities in and around like Manila, Makati, Bulacan, Cavite, Batangas, those big cities like that, which is really, that's all really just Metro Manila. And we have a tremendous amount of people in a small space. It's basically what it is. Those people are still under what's called ECQ, which is Enhanced Community Quarantine. The advantage of being in the province, though, is you were never really under ECQ. You were under, even though that was called ECQ, you were really under GCQ, which was a general community quarantine. For example, Bohol did not have a single case on the island. And they did for a little bit. I don't think it was very long. They went under enhanced community quarantine, but there was no cases there. The island was sealed off almost as soon as the first cases hit Cebu. So there was no one there with the virus at all. So in that realization, you did not need to be under an ECQ, because the Coast Guard was patrolling the entire waters in and around Bohol to keep people from coming into Bohol, and vice versa, to keep people from Bohol going somewhere else. The island was sealed off, so there was no reason for a very enhanced community quarantine. Now everybody's down there in Bohol. I have some friends down there. They still walking around with masks. If you enter into the SM Mall, for example, the Alturas Mall in Taliban opened up, and people are still required to walk around with masks. If you are elderly, you can go out, but it's advisable for you not to unless you absolutely have to. School's not going to start again for a while. I think this year is a bust as far as school goes. The school children are still getting, my nephew's in Tuguegarao, going to the University of Tuguegarao, or Cagayan University up there. They're doing their classes online. In fact, one of them asked me a question about civil liberties. And of course, me being an American, you know, I'm very, very, very much into the American Bill of Rights and the protection of civil liberties. Very much so. So I can give him a full lecture on that. But in Bohol, they've been under pretty much a general quarantine. There was really no need to go in for them to go into an enhanced quarantine, as there are no cases there and have been no cases there. So, you know, people in Bohol and in Samar, maybe some of the other islands that have been sealed off, you know, they're fine. You know, and people who live in the province is fine. You don't have to, if you live in the province, you have more open space around you. Now, if you have a barangay where all the houses are just like right next to each other, well, they might have some kind of social separation going. I don't like calling it social distancing. The reason I don't like it is because it's really separation. That's what they're doing. They're separating you from other people. And they're forcing everybody else to be separated from other people. It needs to be called enforced separation, not social distancing. That's a nice way of saying separation. It's like being a janitor, calling them a sanitation engineer. He's still a janitor. But in the province, you have really more open space. You can go out, you know, if you've got a farm, you know, you can still farm. You can still harvest. You can still plant. You may have to do it yourself with your family, but you still can do it. The weather is fine, Kat. I just found a way to access my CameraFi deal. The weather is fine. It's not as hot as it would be in the southern part of the Philippines. Up in Cagayan Valley, you get that crosswind sometimes coming down from where Taiwan is. It comes down, or you get that crosswind that's going across the from the eastern part of Cagayan Valley going toward the west. Thank you for watching, Kat. It really has helped me out. This is going to help me out. Now, I was saying earlier, I wish I had all my Facebook friends would come and subscribe. I have 5,000 Facebook friends. And I would love for them all to come and subscribe. You know, that would be awesome. And for them to actually watch my videos. You know, when you put a lot of time into your videos, you want somebody to watch them. You know, and you're not going to appeal to everyone. You know, I'm probably not going to appeal to the, you know, to the music scene. Oh, trust me, Kat, I've already done that. She said, put your YouTube videos in Facebook and then do that. I have done that. I get a lot of likes on them. But they don't watch. I posted my cooking video. Did you see my cooking video on tilapia, Kat? I did a cooking video on tilapia, and I had to do it in segments because I had to use my tablet, and my tablet's a large tablet, and so I had to hold the tablet with one hand, and then go and do the cooking with the other, the preparation and stuff like that. But I posted that, and I posted it on my YouTube and put the link to it, and you know, got some likes, and I also put it in my story. I put on my story. I got 40 people that saw the story, but the 40 people did not go and watch the. They did not go and watch the video. I mean, they put down their like, and heart. Well, that would be good, Kat. That would be fine. My Facebook is Robert Rice, and the picture is the same picture that I have on YouTube. If I'm going to change one, I'm going to change the other to the same. That would be fine if you could do that. I try to catch everybody I can when they do their live to support them. You know, I support Kat's on hers. I support Rodalie Apasaga, Wayne Layson, Mika. I can't remember her last name. Mika. You know, okay, if we. Okay, I can do that too. Says, been in a group, you have to watch them for at least 5 minutes before subscribing. Yeah, I would agree. You know, I put out a deal for someone, you know, for people to tell me what was going on in their part of the world, and I sent it to people throughout the entire world, not just the Philippines or the United States, you know, but in places like Pakistan, India, Africa, Europe, over 100 people, and I only got 5 people to send me videos, and the last one was from Uganda. I don't think people realize they can use that camera icon and do a video for 5 minutes that way. You know, they're using the little touch thingy on Messenger, and did you get a lot of subscribers in that group, Kat? I mean, this is cool. I mean, I got a static picture of me on this live screen. In other words, that's all you're going to see, and I've got my voice going, so obviously that's working. And it's like radio. So you're not seeing me, you're hearing my voice. So this is like radio. Dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And now Robert Rice on WKJV. Sister Rodalie Apasaga, she has tried her hardest to help me get more subscribers. I've done everything she has said to do. In fact, I watched your video, Kat, on how to get subscribers, and you basically told me the same thing. And you know, it's like I was saying before, I can't always do live stream every day at the same time or even every day. You know, I try to plan out videos, and I do have a video editor, even on my phone, and I try to do these things and try to at least put out one a week, minimum of one a week. I would like to be able to put out 3 or 4 a day if I could, but my time doesn't allow for it. And it's not like I'm just sitting here vegetating inside my, you know, my place here. So, you know, I'm doing the best I can. I think I'm really thinking it's because I'm a guy. And most YouTubers want to see girls. Especially Filipino girls. The Filipinas, you know, there's an attraction with Filipinas that melts a man's heart, especially. Oh yes, ha 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 ha. But I don't do crazy things that is going to well, that's because you're a girl, Kat. She says most Filipino YouTubers that she met were men. Well, that's because you're a girl. You know, on Facebook, most of my friends on Facebook are Philippine women. Believe it or not. I would say probably 90% of my 5,000 are Filipinos, and 80% of the Filipinos are going to be Filipino women. So it's kind of you know, it's kind of funny, but you know how I'll be right back in just a minute. I need to go get me some coffee. I tell you what, Kat. It says, I have class at 6 p.m., so I will leave soon. My class will be till 9:30 tonight, so I hope they know. Okay. Well, if you have to leave, I understand. But I want to thank you so much for supporting the channel and being there for me. You know what I found that's really funny is that my friends and family will post all kinds of things on Facebook. Pictures, videos of themselves, of their family, and everything like that. But you get them to, you try to get them to do you a video of something that's going on with them, and that so you can post it. They suddenly become shy. I don't understand it. They're not shy when it comes to Facebook. For some reason, when it comes to YouTube, they're shy. Even my own American family, I begged them and begged them and begged them. Would you please, 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 you know, send me a video of what's going on in Texas. You know, let me see. You know, my sister-in-law, and that's married to my brother Ken, she is a forest ranger. I would love to see a 5-minute video on being a forest ranger, and I could post it, and so people can see, you know, my sister-in-law married to my brother, a forest ranger. I think that would be so cool. You know, my brother Ken is an engineer, and I would like to see what he does if he could do that. Yeah, well, that may be true. You know, you're right. Maybe because in Facebook only your friends can see. Well, that's not true, because you can have your Facebook public, like mine is public. Anybody can see it. You know. But anyways, if you have to go, Kat, go ahead and go. I really appreciate you being there for me. I'm going to jump all over Rodalie for not joining, because she's always encouraging me to join hers, so I need to get on her about that, and talk to the group for me. I mean, all they got to do is subscribe for me and watch a few of my videos. They don't want to, you know what? If they don't want to be notified of my videos, that's fine. There is that option when you hit the bell. So, but subscribe, watch some of my videos. You know, give me some input. What would you like to see? You know, would you like to see more of life in the province? And then, you know, then we can, you know, I can do that. If you'd like to see life in the city, I can do that too. If you'd like to see, you know, my family in Texas, what they're doing, I could do that for you too if I can get them to cooperate. Okay, I'll be waiting for them to contact me to let me know. Thank you, Kat. She's such a sweetheart. She's actually personal friend of, Kat is actually personal friend of Marty Smith, married to Brian Smith in Bohol. That's okay. I can translate it if I have to. I do have a Google Translator. Oh. This has been a good one. Actually, you know what? This is my first live stream where actually I've had someone chatting with me. That is good. I appreciate it. I really do. It makes it a lot better. Makes time go by faster too. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to get my tablet back up again. My tablet doesn't access the internet very well. It's an old tablet, so I mean sometimes it does and it doesn't. Yup. And that's a good way for me to monitor what's going on my chat. Well, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. Kat, thank you so very much. Kat's 21 Adventures, guys. Go check her out. She's got some good videos on what's going on in her life with her annulment. She's also got some good videos of her teaching. Go check her out. I've already gave her a shout out on my on one of my previous videos. And you have a good day, Kat. And we'll talk to you later. Bye now, everybody.